right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. High Priestess Key family. Okay, I'm doing a live here today because I want to get into this full moon. Today is the full moon. Okay, so welcome. I hope y'all can hear me because I am wearing my microphone. Check 1 2 on the microphone. Okay, if you see this after I record it, I hope you can hear me well. Let me see if the green button is on. Yeah, it's on. All right. So I wanted to talk about today. Today is Saturday, January the 3rd. I just posted a video on my All in the Cards channel. Please go over there and view that video. That video is about the U.S. and Venezuela, which we just had the United States invade Venezuela and capture the president. And today is a full moon. Okay, so they don't function just off of just mistakes, like in accidents and just coincidence. No, today is a full moon. That's a strong energy. Okay, and it actually came in at the peak was at 5 a.m. Eastern time. I am Eastern. So yeah, and I was actually up and coming out of meditation. A lot of stuff was coming across my phone and stuff like that. So they did it close to the peak where they went into Venezuela. But right now, this full moon, as they will tell you in the Western, it's in Cancer, but it's not. It's in Gemini. So guess whose sign is Gemini? Okay. That's why I tell you guys to pay attention to the true sidereal and the VEDIC astrology. That is what I resonate with. That is what this channel is based off of, and spiritual astrology, okay? So the full moon is in Gemini, as our president is a Gemini, okay? And we are in the VEDIC nakshatra Adra. Adra is a teardrop, okay? Pain, okay? This full moon is the first full moon in 2026. It is known in the Western as a wolf moon, hollering out to what? To retrieve and receive what you want, right? So this full moon, as I have always used in the VEDIC, for the VEDIC information, I always use my sources, which is Tamiko Fisher. I told you guys she's like the best forecaster, right? So go check her out, her site and everything. But I'll just read to you some of what she gave us in reference of the VEDIC astrology, and then I'll get into pulling some cards as a message with the ancestors based off the planetary alignment and the spiritual astrology. All right. This full moon of 2026 will be closer to Earth, okay, and larger. It's a super moon, very powerful moon. So you need to know these things, right? Because I always come here to do moon phase readings, element readings, planetary alignment readings, okay? So everything doesn't just go by you knowing your zodiac family. We must know the energy and the planetary alignment because they know it, okay? So please take heed to that, all right? Because those phases come with energy, okay? Potent energy. You see the force that just happened, right? And so it is a very aggressive time, especially where the planetary alignment lies right now, right? As of January 3rd, which is today, 2026. Today, many planets are gathered on the axis, and it's still Sagittarius energy in reference of where the sun lies, okay? Although they tell you it's Capricorn, but it's not. The Gemini moon is what it is, okay? If we pull up the skywalk, which you can look at the sky live, you can look at many aspects. You can look at your telescope. I have a telescope too. Look at your planetary alignment, okay? With your 2 eyes and your 3rd eye. Open your eyes to see what is truly in the sky, okay? These are dual signs, okay? The Sagittarius sun and the Gemini moon, which gives it effect of multiplicity, strong energy. Gemini in the universal laws Okay, because y'all know I go by the universal laws and everything that I function by and read. The universal law for the Gemini energy is the law of vibration. Okay, they're in low vibrational energy within this underworld, in this simulation at this time. And it must be combated with high vibes. That's why you must continue to raise your vibrations. Okay. There will be a lot of things that will be confessed, or we'll hear a lot of confessions, but it doesn't mean that those things are to create a great world. It is to destroy. But we must use our mind's eye, spiritual beings, and evolve out of the negativity and the evil that is here, right? Because there's always going to be darkness where there is light. There's always going to be chaos where there is peace, okay? It's the duality in everything, family, all right? So the joining of the sun are Mars, Mercury, and Venus. All Sagittarius energy. And guess what? In the spiritual astrology, and in the universal laws, Sagittarius is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. That means change, transformation, forcefully. That's why with Sagittarius, the golden child, right? Sagittarius is about mercy and understanding, and that's what we're going to need. Grace, mercy, and understanding, and in forgiveness on our soul and our spirit, and then on theirs. Okay, you should be in prayer, meditation. You should be repenting for your sins in the past, present, and in the future. You should be praying for positivity, change, of enlightenment, of ascension for this world, right? There may be holding of many roles or navigating a great mix of perspectives and beliefs right now. You'll hear a lot of people come out and talk about how they feel, what they're feeling, the people waking up, okay? People feeling the shifts. People feeling those universal laws actually take in effect, because it's all based off of the planetary alignment of Earth here, of what we're on, right? In this dome. Given the effortlessly adaptable nature of dual signs, the less evolved expressions of dual signs can play out as duplicity, a word which she states root means the state of being twofold, okay, which goes back to Mercury. And Mercury is also about the technology. Mercury is about the father energy, the physical here, okay? And Mercury takes us back to a lot of different things, family, when it comes to communication, when it comes to bringing things together, right? And also going back to the Vedic astrology, is symbolized with the teardrop Audra, like I told you in the next chakra that we're in, is associated with storms and upheaval, either internal or external, which ultimately brings some form of purification and transformation. Didn't I tell you that Sagittarius energy being in the sun, the Mars, Mercury, Venus, all combined, right? The universal law of that is perpetual transmutation of energy. When you can take something and shift that energy and change it, that's that law. That is what we're governed by. That is used maliciously or for the greater good. It's your free will, you see? And sometimes in that situation, it comes with purification, where things have to have that tower moment to rebuild, right? Where it has to have that transformation to heal. And so it is. This full moon may require one to be versatile and to turn attention in many directions. You can't just continue to just, focus on the things that don't mean a lot. At this time, it's time for you to deep dive. It's time for you to really start looking at the aspect of your universe first, right? Self, okay? As spiritual beings, we know to have faith over fear. We know to not be scared but prepared. as spiritual beings, we know that this was coming. We have always known, right? It's just the way that it's shown and how it's grown and how it's shown us now that it's coming to play. So we must prepare, right? We must prepare. She says in her writing, it may be especially necessary today, the full moon day, 1-3, right? Which comes to 4, which is the moon, to come back to center. It's time for you to center yourself. Today is a good day to do grounding. Today is a wonderful day to connect with your ancestors. I will be doing ancestral work for the rest of the evening. Okay. Well, later on this evening, because I am going to do some work on this channel and the other channel, right? And I may share this message to the other channel because I feel like it needs to be heard, right? So you know the impact of the moon phases. But it's time to regroup, okay? It's time to center. It's time to get your mind right. It's time for you to bring yourself back into what it is that is your purpose and how you are not to have fear. You're not to panic. You're not to listen to the things that are already organized for you to receive that fear. The things that they have already put and project out to the public in reference of what they call tell-lie vision, okay? To tell a lie to you, to see, to visualize, and for you to also receive the media versus meditation, right? So you are to receive as a spiritual being your media, your communication from source, from your ancestors by your meditation. You see how they put that into play? Excuse me, right? They put that into play and they change and they switch up the letters, the meanings of words, right? The spellings, the, words, right? So you have to pay attention to how it is, something was on my nose, family, sorry. How they give us things, right? How they show us things, how they manipulate and show us. And a lot of it is, not a lot, majority of it is an illusion, okay? I have my candle going, it's over there popping, okay? Because the ancestors like, yes, get it, okay? And I'm just burning a little sage I have here in my High Priestess container. But I wanted to give you guys this definitely so you can understand that where the planets are right now is in that Sagittarius energy, very strong energy. Sagittarius are very spiritual beings, okay? All Sag energy is spiritual beings, okay? But as you know, as they show, there's the Sag right there. Look, Sagittarius, right? But look at how they're pointing. They're aiming, right? You see how they're aiming, and we're in that Sag energy, in that Gemini moon full force, and he's aiming, taking a shot at what he wants. Sag is fire element. It all comes together, family. It all comes together. All you got to do is look at the planetary alignment. I told you guys, I said a cyber attack. Now that cyber attack still may be a part of some type of situation that we go through, but it will be some type of attack, right? And that's what it was. Okay, I didn't realize it was going to be on, I said that on my other channel, right? But I knew it was something was coming. So you can go back and look at that short that's over there on allinthecards.com. Channel. I'm always saying allinthecards.com because I used to have a website, right? But now we have Healthy Exchange back, okay? And we'll get back into that later. But let's pull a message for this full moon, okay? And let's find out what the ancestors want us to know in reference of a message to the collective. And I'll wrap this up. I didn't want it to be this long, but I did want to go live for you guys over here. And I'm still building up this channel. So if you see it afterwards, thank you for coming in and watching it. I may send this or put this over on All in the Cards as well. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. What's the message for the collective ancestors in reference of what we need to know based off of this full moon in Gemini? Nakshatra Ardra. Full moon in Gemini, ancestors. Nakshatra Ardra. What is it that you want us to know as a collective, ancestors? Show me. What is it that you want us to know as a collective? Ooh, didn't mean to hit that. All right. Okay. As a collective, all right? As a collective, the message is strong, okay? The message is strong. This is something that the ancestors is telling me it was definitely a transformation or a change that is going to happen because of this situation around this full moon. And it's Saturn energy. And today is Saturn, right? Saturday. So, and I'm burning a red candle for Saturn energy, okay? But also know that the ancestors say it's a lot of energy of the sun, okay? I have here sacrifices. The truth will be revealed, okay? That's about strength and weaknesses in all of us, okay? But also, I have that Virgo energy coming up, and I have Taurus energy coming up. Ancestors giving us a lot of signs. I have the gibbous waxing energy coming up, which the ancestors is trying to tell us about transformation, because that's what gibbous waxing energy is. But it's also about the segment of words come in. The ancestors said a lot of what's happening is because people are inspired to get to financial abundance, and they have had the courage and to do this because of compensation. The law of compensation is in the law of cause and effect. So the things that they have caused at this point is because of compensation, someone wanting to be compensated. And that's the interference that's happening at this time. Okay, so we have interference that is happening, and we need an intervention. Okay, is what the ancestors is saying, because we have Saturn goes back down to foreign energy. Okay, foreign element, foreign location, foreign people. We have not done, ancestors say, the situation that's here is people aren't following all the rules. We must follow all the rules. We must operate out of integrity, but those that don't, havoc is to come. You see, that's that Virgo energy. Virgos is about the mental. Okay, and that's the first universal law is connected to that Virgo energy. All is mental. So they playing a lot of mind games. Okay, they're not following all the rules. Okay, they're inspired as a leader. Okay, towards money. Okay, but it will be some effect behind this situation. And the ancestors is telling us that we're going to endure some things. There's going to be some sacrifices we're going to have to make. Okay. And it may come in reference of our earthly possessions. Okay. So that is why I'm telling you now as a collective here on High Priestess Key 333 to prepare yourself with your food, your water, emergency supplies, your physical pows to be physically protected, your connection with Source to be spiritually protected, your connection to the Most High and your ancestors. That is your first line of defense. I will always honor my ancestors in everything that I do. All right? So I'm not worried. I'm just preparing. Okay? So I suggest you do as well, because this is Saturn's energy. Clarity on that Saturn's energy is what the ancestors is giving us. Saturn is in Pisces, right? So Pisces energy is all about, going one way and going the other. But also Pisces is about water element. You need to stock up on your water. We're going to have to help each other. It's going to come down to that. Is what ancestors are saying. Because of the sacrificial energy of what has come of other people doing things to sacrifice the American people, and we didn't ask for it, right? Clarity on the message, but also in everything that you do, know that even though this is coming up as Saturn's energy, it's like, with Saturn, it's karma. right? Saturn is karma. Saturn is restriction, limitations, constraints, conflict. Saturn is malevolent energy, evil. Clarity on the message for the people. Clarity on the message for the people and sisters. Full moon in Gemini. Full moon in Gemini. Clarity of what we need to know. Yeah. But as the ancestor said, peace be still. Things will move and change for the better. We control the outcome. This energy is just what we're in, okay? Oberon energy, okay, which is here. And that energy takes us back to Gemini, which is the moon that we're in. But also, it takes us to the year that we just came into as well. Yes. And the ancestors is showing us that there's something that is to come behind this, okay, that is not seen at this time, but there definitely is with the Ophiuchus. There's energy of change, but change of the better. It's the death of trauma of the soul with that energy to come. That's what's going to happen. It's going to change, but not everybody's going to make it through. There's death that's here. The ancestor said, but it also is about powerful energy with the cosmos. So you now must tap in with your ancestors out of it all, okay? There's definitely an energy here of the ancestors saying confusion to the opposition. So people are confused right now, plus the opposition, plus there's going to be, with that energy that's coming up right here, there's going to be chaos that comes about with this energy that's here, family. But, you know, ancestors is all over this spread of telling us that the ancestors is going to come in and help us as well with those that, you know, tap in, okay, spiritually. Those that tap in spiritually, this energy is going back to that, okay? This energy is the ancestor saying, yeah, you know, justice. I don't know. I'm hearing justice and liberty for all. But I also heard earlier, you know, it's going to be some type of reflection of a lot of people will suffer behind this situation. But the ancestors is showing me that there will be energy of performing miracles, the ancestors, okay? But we must function and operate out of integrity, love on each other. There will be some interventions that will come in. I do feel like we have to just know our power. We must also, right now, is ancestors is telling us about, you know, earth and water, okay? So I feel like that's going to be very much affected. We are enduring a lot of things that we will see that will happen in the future, but the ancestors is going to shine down on our future as well. So, you know, right now it's more or less like, you know, we're going through this tower moment to get to the blessings, to get to, you know, the pain and suffering is going to take us through this trauma, but we're going to get through it. It's going to be the end death of the trauma of the soul, and things are hidden from the public, from the people, especially in reference of the earthly possessions. But Ophiuchus energy that is here is definitely of deception. It's the snake, so we are shedding the deceptive energy and the illusion that, you know, we're going through. I do feel that this Phobos energy that is here is definitely going to take us through, because that's Capricorn energy. So Capricorn energy and Phobos energy is connected to the patriarchy, okay? But it's also connected to fear, right? That they're trying to project, right? But it's up to you, free will, in reference of knowing your superpower, right? And your superpower is going within, right? And knowing that everything within is so without, as above, so below, right? So when you go in, meditation, prayer, breath work, breathe, calm your mind, and don't allow them to get your mind, because if they get your mind, they got you. be able to meditate, pray, and get to your ancestors, do your veneration, put your ancestor waters out, burn your ancestor money, put your food out for your ancestors, do the things that is necessary to make that strong connection, because right now we're on that monitoring rim, and this is a year about the future, okay? This is a year about the future. That's what this whole year is going to be about, the future, all right? And what's to come. And some people are going to, their transformation, their change with that law of perpetual transmutation of energy of what we're in right now is going to be havoc for them to pay. Okay? So please, please choose your will and move with intent. Be intentional, be aware, and be prepared. All right? That's our message. I love you guys. And 26 is on the clock, so I'm out right here. High Priestess Key 333. I'll see y'all soon. Peace, family. Peace.